Carl here from Games, Brains and a Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. And it's album review time. These guys are born from the blistering cold, barren fields of Michigan and erupted into an internationally recognised and critically acclaimed alternative powerhouse. It is Of Virtue, who released their new album, Omen, on September 29th, 2023 via a rising empire. Aside from the singles that have been released from this album, Of Virtue fans will be familiar with a few more tracks on Omen. I think it's really important to spell this out at the start, because 2022's Sinner EP has been included, and this results in a 12-track album that I think pretty much slays. Their constant and consistent showcase of spectacular, developed and purposeful alternative metal is at its peak here. A peak rooted in modern sensibilities and with massive crossover appeal. Omen begins with 2 tracks from the Sinner EP, Hypocrite and the title track, ripping and roaring heaviness with an anthemic chorus from the former, a blend of electronica and effects with robust and rougher metal parts with the latter. Sober is up next, and it's another Of Virtue anthem, one with the focus being on melody and powerful vocals. A grander sounding track with an intense subject matter that is given plenty of time to permeate through the mind. It's a great example, alongside Cold Blooded, which is also from the Sinner EP, and its ethereal touches of their diversity. It is anthem after anthem as Of Virtue hit another extreme sounding high with anxiety, where the band's maturity comes through with the clean vocal transitions. Then Cut Me Open showcases crunching rhythm and a pounding beat, something that is stupidly catchy and an impressive feat for a band that is still hitting this hard. At the halfway point, there is no doubt that this album is going to be a game-changing release for Of Virtue. They're building on what they've done before, experimenting in places and clearly going for an overall crowd pleaser. Case in point, the moody alternative sound of the title track, where a mix of melody, enigmatic effects and momentary flare-ups of heavy make another notable listen, before Cannibals and Holy come along to keep everyone on their toes, the former featuring a rocking pace and somewhat clean singing that borders on pop, while the latter is all about its chorus, which is massive and given more impact by the dramatic verses. Then we get Dayseeker vocalist Rory Rodriguez. He then joins Of Virtue for a powerful and poignant hit in the form of Floating. The melodies in this track, alongside the wonderful vocal performances, really land. One of the most infectious tracks of all, which is hilarious considering just how many of those exist across this entire album. But it is time to go big, and it's time to go home as Of Virtue take us back to a simpler, metalcore-infused and alt-focused time with true colours, and then close out this album with the manic, modern excitability of False Idols. A very big ending, and another brilliant example of the anthemic qualities that exist in Of Virtue. This is gonna be a very big album for this band, and I do think it is a crowd-pleasing record, one that will have that widespread appeal. You know, the alternative scene tends to do that a lot, mixing blends of core, electronica, rock, grunge, all pop, all these different things thrown into one to create that alternative tag, and because of that it has crossover appeal. This is that through and through. It will appeal to so many different people from so many different walks of life, which is only ever going to help Of Virtue's growth, of making them bigger, more prominent. Whether or not it's to your taste is, of course, subjective, entirely an opinion thing. I really liked it. I really liked a lot of the songs in it. I think loads of them are anthemic and memorable, which is more than enough for me. It's a damn good album, and I do think it's worth checking out. It's Omen, out on September 29th via a rising empire. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website, where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.